Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the new moon in Pisces, as well as the 3-3 portal. And the reason that I'm linking these two videos together into one is because their energy is incredibly intertwined. We're experiencing that new moon in Pisces on the 2nd of March, and then going right into that 3-3 portal. And there's a major astrological aspect conjunction going on during the 3-3 portal that's also happening during the new moon in Pisces. And there's a lot of powerful energies that conjunction is producing, as well as the conjunction that we have for the new moon in Pisces of the sun, the moon, and Jupiter. So lots of energies. We may end up doing an additional video on the 3-3 portal itself. We probably will do at least one or two. But this energy is a big part of that, this conjunction, and it spans both of these days. I mean, they're only hours apart. We know that time isn't linear. They're opening and creating and just building on each other. So we're going to talk about it as one entity, and then, as we said, possibly break that down a little more for those 3-3 portal energies as we move forward from this point. We are also going to be having the new moon manifesting ceremony on the 2nd at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys would like to join that, it is a live Zoom event. The information on how to do so is in the description box below. Make sure that you include your email with your donation so that I'm able to email out that Zoom link to you. So we talked about this a little bit or quite a bit actually, in the Pisces season video, which is going to have a lot of similar information, but some different information as well. So I recommend that you guys check that out if you haven't yet. I will link that in the description box below. And then there are links in the new moon and Pisces video to other videos that are very relevant to all of these energies, if you guys haven't seen those and you want to check those out as well. So just like, it's kind of like going down the rabbit hole. Just follow the path, follow the yellow brick road as you move down through these videos and these evolutions of energies. If you haven't checked them out, everything is, I mean, that's what energy is, right? It's always an evolution, and there's so many different things that are all tied in together and supporting each other, as this new moon is supporting this 3-3 portal. And so where was I going with that? That's right. So we talked about the significance here of this new moon happening at 12 degrees of Pisces conjunct Jupiter, and how this is a foreshadowing of that major conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune in the sign of Pisces on April 12th. So we see that 12 energy repeating itself twice. And this energy that we talk about quite consistently of recoding the matrix, and how this 2022 is the final year of us recoding and sort of rebuilding and recreating our reality. So really laying the foundation for that new earth, removing the hooks and the tentacles of that old three-dimensional energy and everything attached to it, and really giving us an ability to tap more powerfully into that fifth dimensional energy. And during this new moon, I'm feeling it's coming through right now, we are going to be having this incredible opportunity, not only to tap into our higher selves more deeply, our soul selves, but also to our 5-dimensional self. And so we'll be able to communicate if we like to, and we're going to become more, our energy is going to become more aligned and linked in with our 5D selves. So that self that we are growing into as we do, as we do all this work of releasing, of letting go of all that old programming, right? Of making ourselves lighter. That's why the Pisces season video was called Enlightenment, because we're in this process of making ourselves lighter, of deprogramming, defracking ourselves, or fragging ourselves, or however you say it. I know that's a thing that we used to have to do to our computers back in the day. Maybe we're still supposed to be doing it now that we have different technology. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into that, right? But it's like getting rid of all that stuff we don't need. All right, so we're going to be able to tap in and tune in more deeply with our 5D selves, with our future selves. And I say future like this because we know time is irrelevant and everything's really an eternal now. That's just one of the many paradoxes of this quantum reality, right? But really tapping and tuning into our 5D selves and allowing our 5D selves and our higher selves, right, to guide us. Our higher self is our 5D self, but it's kind of more than that at the same time. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure what the distinction there is, or if there really is one. What I'm feeling right now is that it really doesn't matter, and we don't need to get into that. All we need to know is that our future selves, our 5D selves, are guiding us, and we're going to be able to link into their energy and merge with their energy very powerfully during this portal, this new moon in Pisces 3/3 portal energy, where this is like. I said this in the last video, like a nuclear blast of energy that we're experiencing. And it's just, I can't even speak to you guys of how massive this energy is. This energy feels to me as big as the 222 gateway energy, quite frankly. It's astronomical. That energy of Jupiter at play here, with the conjunct the sun and the moon, really just expanding and exploding all of this energy. We're really, I see us almost like racing through timelines, racing through and condensing timelines, moving very powerfully, merging very powerfully with the version and expression of ourselves that is most appropriate for us at this time, and being guided toward, like we said, by and toward that 5D expression, that 5D consciousness and energy, and really able to tap into that in a way that we haven't been able to tap into it yet. There's this energy as we have not only the sun, the moon, and Jupiter conjunct, we have a sextile from Uranus, and we have Neptune over here, which is the ruler of this moon, being the ruler of Pisces, in a sextile to the north node and a trine to the south node. And so let's break that down a little bit. That Uranian energy is really giving us that shot of higher consciousness, right? Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. It is our connection to the higher realms, right? To the extra dimensional realms, to the multiverse, and to all of the information and knowledge, right? And so it's like, I'm seeing it like a beam of light that Uranian energy is shooting at us, which is then magnified by Jupiter, right? And really just creating this whole crescendo of changes within our physical bodies, within our spiritual bodies, aligning us more powerfully, recalibrating us, really picking up where this 222 gateway energy left off, and bringing a deeper integration of these energies and a deeper integration with our higher selves, and with our higher selves, our soul selves, and our 5D selves as well. So just incredibly powerful. A lot of realizations, a lot of epiphanies. You can see we tapped into a lot of this energy with the Pisces season video. So like I said, check that out. There's going to be stuff that came up in that video that probably won't come up in this one. And vice versa. But it's just things are being clear. Things are becoming clear. Illusions are being swept away. We are releasing what doesn't serve us. We're surrendering, right? We're entering the void. We're being called to enter into the mystery. And I see it as like an initiation. It feels like I'm seeing almost like a person in a robe, right? With the hood and everything. And we're being led into this activation chamber, this initiation chamber. And we're being shown the things that we need to see from this life and past lives in order to better understand where we're going, and in order to release everything that is holding us back from those other timelines, dimensions, and realities that is no longer necessary in this one. This is a big energy for releasing vows and commitments from previous lifetimes, right? Any vows, commitments, and contracts from previous lifetimes that hinder you in this lifetime, have that intention to release those during this new moon energy. Yes, a lot of people call new moons that energy of creation, and the full moon the releasing. They can both be either or. There's a lot of, this is a massive portal of creation, right? With that Mars, Venus, Pluto conjunction that we're going to get into in a minute. All right, with this magnified Uranian energy with Jupiter here, there's a massive potential for creation, yes. But there's also a massive release that's going on here. And we're going to be in this process of releasing throughout all of Pisces season and building up to that conjunction of Neptune and Jupiter. All right, but we can see with this relationship to Neptune and the nodes, how we are taking that information with that trine to the south node from the past. But then with that sextile to the north node, we're applying it to the future. That's where we're applying, we say wisdom is applied knowledge. That's what we're gaining during this portal, and we're really understanding how to work with that. how to work with the wisdom, how to extract the wisdom and the growth from that experience, the virtues from our experiences, but how to let go of all the other crap that isn't serving us, right? All the other stuff that's tying us and weighing us and bogging us down. It's a huge, huge release point, a huge liberation point of our energy. And this brings us into the conjunction of Mars, Venus, and Pluto, because this is a big liberation point as well. A big point of liberation as well as a big point of merging. And we've been talking, and we got into it in the Pisces season video about the liberation of our sexual energy. As we reclaim that energy, we purify that energy with that energy of Pluto, right? And we are able to reclaim a massive, massive aspect of our power as we reclaim that sexual energy, as we reclaim our birthright, really. That sexual energy is the energy of creation, the masculine and the feminine, the negative charge and the positive charge coming together to create something brand new. All right, so there's a big, big energy. I got to slow down. My camera can't keep up with me. There's a big, big energy of purification, of rebirth and creation that we are experiencing with this conjunction and with these powerful energies. We are merging our masculine and our feminine energies. And this is the inner union, right? And some people may experience this on the outside as an outer union, as an outer sexual union, but this is an inner union and merger. And the energy that's created as our masculine and feminine energies come into union is explosive, all right? But in order for this to happen, we had to cleanse and clear all of the energies between that affect the interplay of these two energies within us. And we may have been noticing a lot of this going on without, right? What is within is reflected without in various different storylines, in various different ways. But this is an internal energy that we're experiencing that's creating a huge, I can see it just like all of these masculine and feminine energies coming together. And it's just like all of these little explosions everywhere. And that's where I'm being reminded of the fireworks card that came out in the Pisces season reading. All right, so it's like this unification, this merger of our masculine and feminine energies is creating this explosive energy that's echoing all over the planet. All right, we have this really powerful ability to combine the intuitive receptivity of the feminine, right? The inspiration of the feminine with that drive, that desire, and that ability to enact of the masculine. And really create some powerful things, really set the stage for some powerful new beginnings. But a lot of that muck is getting cleared out first, right? A lot of these ways that these energies relate and interplay with each other, and a lot of these lower vibratory expressions of our sexual energy as well. All of that was necessary in order for this to occur. And of course, this doesn't mean from this moment forward everybody's going to have a perfectly blended and masculine and feminine energy. There's still work to be done here, right? How we experience this merger is going to differ for different people depending on where they are in their work, depending on how much effort we've put into our growth process, the understanding and cultivation of our masculine and feminine energies, and the healing we've done around our relationship to these energies. And so what some people may experience is a more profound level of healing that they're being brought to around their relationship to their own masculine and feminine energies, how it is that we perceive them, how it is that we work with them, how it is that we interrelate with these energies in the outside world. So there's a lot going on here. Pluto is showing us our shadow. Anywhere where there are still shadow energies relating the expressions and our experiences of our masculine or our feminine energy. All right. But Pluto's also providing this springboard that really helps our souls to move forward in their evolutionary process around the ways that we experience these energies and the way that we experience the combination, most importantly, of these energies. And we're going to see this throughout 2022 as we continue to work with the balancing and the merging of these energies and the maintenance of the harmony between the two. And there will be more videos coming on this in the future. Is there anything else we want to discuss here? Oh yeah, we also have during this new moon in Pisces 3/3 portal energy, a conjunction of Mercury and Saturn. All right, so this is 3 major conjunctions, 3 massive points of energy during this 2-day window here. All right, so, and probably beyond this, we're going to be within these energies. It's not just these 2 days. Really, this whole first week of March, we're going to be feeling these energies, but the second and the third, we're going to be feeling them most profoundly. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here, you guys. This is where, and this is, of course, Mercury and Saturn in the sign of Aquarius having this conjunction. So this is where we're being asked to plan, right? Mercury conjunct Saturn. There is a seriousness, a mental seriousness, right? A mental focus here, where we're really being asked to hone in our mental focus, to channel that mental energy in an efficient and productive way toward what it is that we want and toward the change that we want to see both in ourselves and the world. Remember, Aquarius is a collective energy. So how is it that we want to move forward, right? What plans can we put in place? What structures can we create that are going to allow us to achieve our dreams? And what are those dreams? Saturn is asking us to dream realistically, but Aquarius is also asking us to dream big. All right. So as we're expanding, allow your dreams and aspirations to expand with you, but look at some really concrete ways that you can put them into practice as you move forward. That's what that Mercury Saturn energy is asking us to do, but it gives a really great focus to our energy and a really great power and what's the word that I'm looking for when something is consistent and sustainable? I'm not sure, but you guys know what I mean. It has that kind of longevity to it. All right, so our thoughts and our words are going to have longevity right now with this Saturn energy. So we want to be really careful what we're thinking and what we're speaking, as well as, of course, what we're doing as a result of those thoughts and as a result of those beliefs and those words. All right? But what are we thinking? What are we speaking? That is creating our reality very powerfully. So we want to use our mental energy and our verbal energy very constructively and very responsibly. And we always want to think, what impact does this decision have? What impact does this thought have, right? Because we're all connected on the collective. All right, and just be very aware of that as we are moving forward. So we're going to start pulling some cards here. We're going to start with the Astro Star Codes deck and move from here. New moon in Pisces, 3/3 portal. Clear. Let's get some guidance. Let's get some energy going here. What do we need to know? What's going on? A lot, right? As we know. But tell us, give us the Cliff's Notes, Spirit. Tell us what it is that we want to and we need to most understand at this time in order to capitalize on these energies and use them the most effectively. We have Saturn structure. So that Saturnian energy, very important right now. That's really being highlighted for us. The importance of creating that structure, creating that plan. All right. What is the action that you can take to achieve your goals? How do you bring your vision into form? Saturn also represents karma. Saturn represents lessons. What are the life lessons? Remember, South Node. What are the life lessons that I can incorporate, North Node, moving forward? How can I put that, how can I transfer that knowledge into wisdom, right? By applying it. What structures do I need to create in my world? This is also knowing and understanding and beginning to get a better appreciation for the structures that are being broken down in the world right now and what structures really require that breaking down in order for us to build up. And possibly seeing more of those structures breaking down. All right, let's get a little more energy here. 12th house, introspection, and this is the house that Pisces rules, all right? Pisces and Neptune rule this 12th house. So we're really being asked to go within right now. I'm also seeing, do you notice how this is like all the chakras? And we have the structure here. The very structure of our physical and energetic beings is being shifted during this energy. And we're really being taken inside to a whole nother level. This is the connection with our higher selves. But this is also the knowing and the understanding of some of the lessons of our 12th house. The 12th house is the house of the unconscious. Some people call it the house of our undoing. But our greatest gifts and some of our past lives, gifts and abilities are also contained within this 12th house. And so we're really being called, like we said, into the unknown, into the most unknown reaches of our subconscious, in order to retrieve a gift that is ready to be integrated into the being. Something is emerging that is going to aid us in the creation of our dreams, aid us along our life path. I want to take a look here and see if there's anything else I want to read from this 12th house energy. This is also about seeing that higher perspective, right? This is about incorporating, like we said, not just the lessons from this lifetime, but from previous lifetimes that are relevant and important now. So really getting a deeper glimpse of that. I think at the beginning, I'm not sure what I was saying. It was brand new stuff that hadn't come to me until I started talking. That was just kind of being channeled through. But it was something about being connected to past lives, right? And other incarnations as well as our future selves. But like those past lives are really relevant with this 12th house card. And really seeing and understanding the things we need to understand, the things we need to release and move away from, and the things that we need to bring forward in this incarnation now in order to be the most effective. So we're seeing that energy coming through again. Those soul lessons. But this is also about seeing things from that higher spiritual perspective, which is another Piscean energy, right? It says, look for private motives, hidden enemies, and surprise angels. Take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. 12th house speaks of both who you are when no one's looking and the fact that your fate is inextricably linked to every other sentient being. Work with this metaphor. We are all cells in the body of the divine. It's essential that you take care of yourself, your individual cell, and honor who you are. But you must also acknowledge that you work within an organism, which operates within the body of all creation. If you just take care of yourself and disregard the rest, you become a cancer that brings illness to that great body. If you deny your individuality, you can't do what you were born to do. And this really relates in, if Pete's watching this from the Chosen 144, he's probably loving it. Because this relates into something that I believe we discussed in the 222 Gateway video that we did on the Chosen 144. And that's this energy that he was starting to get into about the responsibility that we have to the collective. All right? Because we are all connected. We are all linked. We must take care of ourselves, because taking care of ourselves is taking care of everyone else. When we neglect the self, we neglect the collective, right? And we put that neglectful energy into the collective. So it is at this point our duty, our obligation, our responsibility to care for ourselves, to heal ourselves, right? Because that energy affects, when we do the opposite, when we neglect ourselves, that energy affects the entire whole. So it's really seeing and taking that responsibility for ourselves as part of that collective. But then, of course, we also have that energy coming in of respecting who we are as an individual and honoring that at the same time. So wherever there is these deeper feelings of shame, that energy is being released and cleared and purged as well. Both realities are clear and true. You do exist independently and you are part of the collective. It's just a perspective shift. It's impractical to get lost in oneness, whether in spiritual bliss or over-identification with your group, and neglect your individual health. But it can be spiritually painful to feel stuck in the isolated single-cell mindset. Spiritual practice can help you find a healthy midpoint between a disconnected, lonely state and a state of connection. Connection to one another, to a cause, or to the divine. Grounding helps you return to your personal path. So we're being asked to ground, to connect with the earth, to connect above and below, right? And we are being asked also to understand and find that midpoint, that balance. And that's why really check out that Pisces season video, you guys, because a lot of this, that balance energy came up. Balancing the spiritual and the practical, balancing the self and the other. How can I embrace unity consciousness as while at the same time maintaining my sovereignty and individuality? This is what we're learning. This is the great task. The challenge, it can be hard to find a healthy place between feeling subsumed by a group and dwelling in stunted isolation. The 12th house asks you to face your fears. The gift is in quiet moments of prayer, meditation, and creative bliss. Feel that deep connection to the source and know that you are not alone. All right. So this is where we are simultaneously being connected more deeply with both the self and the collective. All right. Yeah. It's funny. This was on the bottom of the deck, and then I kind of flipped past it and shuffled, and it popped back out. The semi-square quincunx, tension. So there is some tension here with this new moon, with this 3-3 portal, right? The tension between the known and the unknown, the tension between the old self and the new self, the ego self and the higher self, the divine self, the tension between the self and the presumed other, right? I feel this tension very strongly for many people as this energy with Pisces. We feel a lot of energy with boundaries. We just kind of read about it, right? How do I maintain my sovereignty while also understanding that I am part of a collective whole, right? How do I connect in unity and oneness but still be my own personal being? And so I think a lot of the tension that we're feeling is going to have to do with that. Is going to have to do with feeling ourselves dissolving into the other. Remember, especially for empaths and with this Pisces energy, we can sometimes get lost because we already tend to absorb other people's energies, right? And to be very connected to the whole and less connected to the self. So it's been very important for us as empaths, right? As Heyokas, as starseeds, as the 144,000, to understand our individuality and how to safeguard our sovereignty, how to create these boundaries. So now we're being asked to release some of those boundaries, but just the right amount, right? In just the right way. And so there's a tension there and there's a fear there, right? The fear of merging can be just as strong as the fear of isolation and aloneness when we've gone from one extreme to the other. So we're being asked to find that balance. We're being asked to understand that it doesn't have to be all or nothing. We don't have to lose ourselves completely or keep ourselves completely separate, right? There is a midpoint, but what is that midpoint? That's part of the tension here. We got Venus on the bottom of the deck, beloved, right? And we know that Venusian energy is strong right now. Then we have Ascendant, Vesta, and Juno coming out. So entrance, hearth, and partnership with Venus on the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely that energy of partnership, and this is some of the tension as well. This is where many of us experience the most strongly this energy of merging too deeply with the other, of losing the self in another, right? A lot of us experience this in romantic relationships, and many of us avoid romantic relationships after we've found our sovereignty, right? After we've learned how to not be codependent, how to separate ourselves from those energies. It's really difficult learning how to merge ourselves back in, right? It's much more comfortable to stay out of that energy completely for many than it is to begin to wade back into those waters. And so for many of us, that's what we're being chosen to do. There's something really powerful. There's the entrance of a powerful and nourishing partner, right? Vesta is this beautiful energy of home and hearth. And so I do feel love entering the equation, partnership entering the equation for many. Remember, we talked about this in the 222 Gateway video as well. There's a huge energy here of merging with and finding divine counterparts. But it's only once we've done the work within that those true counterparts emerge, those two complements to our energy, the ones that are meant to be with us in this next phase of our lives and our journey. So we may be finding those people, but like, this is a reminder that the way you find, if you're looking for a divine partner, you find that person first from being whole and complete within yourselves, from having a balanced and unified masculine and feminine energy within yourself, and also by being your true self and who you are. All right, you're not going to attract the person that's meant for you if you're wearing a mask, right? If you're living a lie, if you're hiding your true self. Because the person that's truly meant for you is meant for your true self. It's not meant for your false self. You can attract people that are meant for your false self all day, and you know what those people do? More often than not, they teach you that self is false, and they force you to release all of the attachment and all of the pretense and all of the things that you're not, so that you can ultimately embrace more of who you are. And that's when you find that true person. Yeah, so I feel that energy coming in for many people. But you're being asked to be yourself, to be authentic, to be true, to be true to yourself in order for this energy to really manifest for you. I want to just take a look here for you guys real quick. Yes, so this is more guidance around this if you are looking for partnership, all right? This is what you're being asked, and this relates not only to partnership, right? But this is specific. I feel like this is a specific message for those who are really excited about these union energies, and this is the guidance. This is what we're being guided and shown around partnership. And any other area, this can apply to any area that you're dealing with right now. How do you see the world? Take a long look at the assumptions and presumptions through which you filter your experience of reality. Really look at how your privilege, trauma, or certain attributes of your history can distort the reality of the moment. Do what you can to dismantle those obstructions so you can see the whole view. Open that aperture. Conversely, look carefully at the signals you send off. Do they match your intent? Do you say you're fine when you really need a hug? Are you trained to sound modest or apologetic when really you know what you're doing? Do you act like you know what you're doing when you don't? Notice what you project onto the world and take responsibility for how you are seen. The ascendant is where you become visible. If this makes you nervous, investigate what needs to be healed or where you need to grow your confidence in order to feel comfortable being seen. If you are asking about a project, look for what needs to be repaired or improved before you hold a press conference. The challenge is that the front door is only one part of the house. Be willing to look beyond appearances and into the heart, but don't count on others' ability to do so too. And the gift is that over time your reputation is built on what you do, not on how you look. What you do, not how you look, right? And not what you say. And this has been coming through as well very strongly, this energy. It's about action. What are you doing? Not what you're saying. Saturn doesn't want to know what you're saying. Saturn wants to see what you're doing. All right? We want that evidence through our actions. And so this is really interesting. And this is where we're getting a deeper look at our motivations, at our true intentions. Am I the kind of person that I want to be with? Am I the person that I'm trying to attract? If you're not the person you're trying to attract, you are not going to attract that person. All right? A lot of us, we want this ideal, this fairy tale, right? Especially when it comes to romance. But if we haven't done the work on ourselves, if we're not the same person, we want someone, say, who's honest, who's vulnerable, who's reliable, who's trustworthy. If we are not those things, we are not going to attract those things, all right? Like attracts like. So it's time to do some more work. And so this energy, this new moon in Pisces, this 3-3 portal, as we are merging with our own inner masculine and feminine energies, we're merging with all of these aspects of the self, right? We're merging with our 5D selves more deeply. But part of that merging process is seeing everything that's in the way of that, right? It's like seeing ourselves truly as we are right now. That's a lot of what this energy feels like, right? Having the rose-colored glasses taken off, not maybe when it comes to others, but even more importantly and profoundly when it comes to self, so that we have a clear look at ourselves, right? What am I, in any aspect, not just relationship, what am I trying to attract? And am I taking the actions that will actually attract that thing, right? Am I being authentic? Am I being clear? Am I being true? Am I putting off the energy and the vibration and the impression that's going to actually attract those things, right? And it's really going to show us what's present in our lives right now and how we created that. That's a big part of this energy as well. So that way, if we want to create something different, we then have the opportunity to do something different. So big energies here. Big energies. And that as well is part of this tension, right? The cobwebs are really being swept away. And we're really being asked to take responsibility for our manifestations, for our lives, and for anything that's anything that we're experiencing in our lives, to take responsibility and accountability for that. All right? Yeah, it's a little rough, but it's also beautiful. All right, let's see here. Oh, I love this. This is interesting. All right. So it says, Vesta calls you to be a hearth fire, to share yourself for the benefit of all, but still have enough energy left to live healthfully and give another day. The second largest and brightest asteroid between Jupiter and Mars was named after Vesta, oldest goddess of the hearth, home, and family. And Jupiter and Mars are very active, as is, of course, Venus right now. Let's see. And the center of a strong community. The fire in her temple was never allowed to go out, and the fire in the hearth of every home was sacred to her. She did not get involved in politics or the misadventures of the other gods. So the action is to evaluate yourself in your life. Each human's task is to help reduce the total suffering on earth and increase the total joy. Your joy and suffering matter as much, neither more nor less than anyone else's. Do not burn yourself up for another's cause, nor withhold your warmth, but share what you have to offer. This is not a situation where you need to take sides. Come back to the center, to the flame, to your hearth and your core values. Focus on that center flame instead of the personalities involved. Remember what matters. Find that deep calm within. Light a candle with a prayer and use it to bring focus to the center and let the rest fall away. Then decide, advise, and operate from there. It may be time to take a retreat, a chance to clear yourself, clear your energy fields, cleanse your environment. Reclaim your temple. If a relationship is truly of value and important to your soul, the person or team you're involved with will honor your process. Let's see. Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. This is key when we're talking with this Pisces energy, right? Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. Do you feel the difference there? Your hard work at holding the situation together may be ignored or taken for granted unless you know your worth, right? Boundaries, knowing your worth, not accepting or allowing anything less. Find the temple within, the place of quiet safety where you can tend the fire and carry the sacred temple within you always. So really reconnecting with the self, reconnecting with our truth, our integrity, our cores, and our values. And this, of course, is paramount if we're going to find a lasting partnership, right? We want to be living, we want to know our truth, our cores, our values. We want to know how to stand behind that. We want to know how to share ourselves without sacrificing ourselves. All right? So this is really about making sure that our own inner fire is lit and well tended, which is another way of saying making sure that our own cup is full. This is the check-in point. These are the things that need to be in order to attract this. And we're going to notice where really have our attention drawn to where our partnerships and relationships are not in alignment in this way. Where it is that perhaps we need to continue to be living a lie or some false pretense in order to maintain a relationship. That's going to become clear as well. And that's going to be increasingly uncomfortable. And I love how underneath the Venus card we had solar calm, clarify. So yeah, there's a lot of clarifications coming around love, around romance, as well as our abundance, our ability to create, our ability to manifest. We're really getting a deeper look at why that is, right? And so we really want to be willing to see what's being shown to us because it's the key that's going to allow us to move forward in our manifestation process, in the creation of our dreams, in attracting whatever it is that we wish to create, in being conscious creators, as Pete Sapper would say, as opposed to unconscious creators. And I love how you guys saw how I just pulled the cards here like this, and guess what was left upright underneath them all? Pluto. Boom, right there, you guys. Rebirth. That's what's being offered to us through this new moon in Pisces 3-3 portal. All right, I want to, no, I'm going to pull to close here a Lightworker Oracle card because I'm really being drawn to this deck. And like I said, we may do clear a couple other videos for the 3-3 portal energy. It's a big energy as we lead up to this date. I probably will end up doing something with Pete on this as well. We usually do the portals. And we always have a really interesting exchange of insights when we do those together for the Chosen 144. But let's get some energy for this new moon in Pisces, this 3-3 portal energy here. Let's get some guidance. Yeah, I got the 4th house that ended up on the bottom of the deck there as well. Home, hearth. There's a lot of that energy right now. Really connecting with our inner home as well as our outer home. Making sure that we have cultivating that safe, sacred space both within and without. All right. Earth healing coming out. And this card's come out before. I'm going to read this full card to you guys to close. This is really beautiful energy here. With an invitation to connect on the bottom of the deck, which is your guides, your team, your angels, especially your star family, the extraterrestrial interdimensional beings, and the interdimensional versions of yourself, right? Reaching out and inviting you to connect with them, to take advantage of and capitalize on this energy, to be a springboard for the deepening of that connection. They're available. We're connected to them always. Really, a lot of this gunk, this crap, right, that we've been talking about here, that we're releasing, that we're letting go, that's what dulls that connection and makes us feel mistakenly that we're not connected to our higher selves, to our galactic team, to our guides and angels, right? And so the more we clear this out, the more deeply connected we become. There's a major psychic activation associated with this portal and this energy, but it requires the clearing out of all that gunk first. We always talk about the analogy of the water glass, right? There can be dirt at the bottom of that water and the water looks clear until you shake it up. This portal is shaking up that dirt so that we can clear it out. We can remove it once and for all. And we are that much clearer of a channel for our own higher spiritual energy, for source, for spirit. All right. Earth Healing says, and I'll hold this up for you guys again, you are making a real contribution to the planet through your spiritual journey. Remember this and believe that your needs will be generously met by the earth and the universe. What you are doing matters and you will be supported. All right, so once again, really reinforcing this understanding that the healing that you are doing is directly benefiting the planet. All right, so keep going. Know that you are being supported. You will continue to be supported every step of the way. The earth recognizes you. She sees you as a conduit through which she is fed higher frequencies of light, love, and divine presence. This assists her on the journey of her own evolution. Earth is an exceptionally beautiful and powerful divine being in her own right. Yet she, like every other being, benefits from the assistance of higher frequencies, which offer a loving hand to help raise her vibration and continue her evolution. You are here to have your spiritual life journey in a human body. Part of that process will involve sharing your light with the earth itself. This may see you take on the role of a healer, guide, mentor, or teacher to others on the path. It may see you doing work with the natural world with various earth-centered causes, such as conservation and animal welfare, organic and biodynamic farming, and ethical food production. It may involve an active prayer life that is ongoing throughout your day, praying for assistance, compassion, clearing, and blessing when you see an accident on the road, an animal or person who seems to be suffering, or an item on the news that you know needs light and healing. From the most obvious gestures to the more subtle, the oracle tells you that you are powerful enough to make a meaningful contribution to the quality of consciousness upon earth. Earth asks you to do your work with quiet confidence and dedication. She gives thanks for all you have done and acknowledges her love for you. She will support you in your work by providing material means for you whilst you are here on this planet. These include financial support, housing, food, and human and animal relationships. She will also provide guidance for your progress, opportunities to grow and expand your field of influence, education and training opportunities, the means to take advantage of them, and the chance to apply what you have learned in a real-world context. The more you devote yourself to your task of earth healing, the more the earth will support you in fulfilling your inspired goals. If you have been wondering if the spiritual work you are doing is making a contribution, take this oracle as validation that it is. What you are doing matters. Yes, you are going to expand and grow in the work you are doing and the impact that you have in the world because you are capable of that. But you are already helping in ways that you may not realize, but that the earth and the spiritual worlds do. You have loved the earth enough to take human form and do your work here. She knows it and she will reward you richly for it. Keep working, shining, and growing, dear one. Your presence here is so needed and appreciated, all right? So I love it. Mother Gaia coming through, sharing her support for everyone, urging us on. Understanding, remember, once again, we talk about how we are one. And we talk about the collective and the consciousness, right? And we think about each other. Remember, the earth is part of that oneness too. All right? We are made of her. All right? We are part of her right now. We are here for her. She is giving us the gift of ascension. All right? Because we get to do it on her. She's ascending and we're ascending with her. Yes, we are here to assist her in that process, and she is here to assist us. But we must not lose sight of that. We must not forget that. Anytime that we help another human being, we are, of course, helping her because we are part of her. They are part of her. All right? The one is the all. However, really paying attention to that and honoring that connection. And honoring above and below, staying grounded, remembering that we are here to bring that high dimensional energy to the earth. It must work through us. We are the conduits. We are the channels. All right? We are that connection between heaven and earth. So be that connection. Consciously be that connection. Know that you have to be as rooted and grounded as below. You have to be rooted and grounded below in order to be able to reach up to the heavens. All right? We came here to create heaven on earth. We do that by being the bridge. You guys are incredible. This reading was incredible. A lot of powerful stuff that came out. We're going to keep digging into these energies as we get closer and closer. If somebody new is watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button. Subscribe and join the tribe. We would love to have you here. And yeah, like I said, a lot more videos preparing us for these energies are going to be coming out as we continue to move closer. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment down below and let me know. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. And my email is also down below with a description of the different services that I offer. So if you would like to set anything up with me, personal, private, tarot reading, astrology reading, energy healing, belief work session, please reach out to me and we can get that scheduled and figured out. It is my honor and privilege to assist you in that way. As I said, the new moon ceremony will be happening on March 2nd at 8 p.m. So if you guys want to join that, the information for that is also in the description box below. So much love to each and every single one of you. You are doing an amazing job and you are being noticed, both in the spiritual and etheric realms, by the planet herself, and by me and by everybody else in this tribe, all right? You are incredible. Thank you for the service that you do. Keep going. You can do this. You are worthy of this, right? You chose and you were chosen. Never, ever forget that. Know that you have the strength within you. And if you were ever doubting that, let this reading be a reminder. Bye.